The owners of wealth, as Gandhiji used to say, must learn to regard themselves as trustees of society. Stop. We cannot postpone structural reform and adjustment, but we must ensure that the burden of adjustment on the poorer and weaker sections of our society is reduced to the maximum possible extent. Stop. We are traveling through difficult and uncharted terrain where no action is without attendant risks, and success will not always be immediate. Stop. We need patience, perseverance, and national cohesion if we are to succeed. Stop. Para. It has been alleged by some people that the reform program has been dictated by the IMF and the World Bank. Stop. We are founder members of these two institutions, and it is our right to borrow from them when we need assistance in support of our programs. As lenders, they are required to satisfy themselves about our capacity to repay loans, and this is where conditionality comes into the picture. Stop. All borrowing countries hold discussions with these institutions on the viability of the programs of which assistance is sought. Stop. We have also held such discussions. Stop. The extent of conditionality depends on the amount and the type of assistance sought. Stop. However, I wish to state categorically that the conditions we have accepted reflect no more than the implementation of the reform program as outlined by letters of intent sent to the IMF and the World Bank, and are wholly consistent with our national interests. Stop. The bulk of the reform program is based on the election manifesto of our party. Stop. There is no question of the government ever compromising our national interests. Of our policies will take time to materialize. I am happy to report to the House that we have made substantial progress even in this short space of 8 months, restoring India's credibility and pulling the economy back from the slide into financial chaos. Stop. Para. I am honored to be associated with this ceremony to lay the foundation stone of Jawaharlal Nehru Bhavan. Stop. This building, believe, will become another landmark in these historic and beautiful environs. It is befitting and natural that we name the building that will house our foreign office after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Stop. With his immense pride in India's great heritage and abiding faith in our country's capacity to march forth to a bright future, Pandit Ji came to symbolize the hopes and aspirations of a free India in a brave new world. Stop. He was truly the architect of modern India and laid the foundation of a democratic, secular, and pluralistic polity. Stop. The institutional and policy foundations laid by him have come to underpin in India's rapid ascent on the global political and economic scene. Pandit ji dreamed big for India and worked tirelessly to realize those dreams. Stop his leadership of India and his boundless love for India and its people, however, did not confine him within the frontiers of our country. Stop. His gigantic personality and the breadth of his vision had a far bigger canvas. Stop. He was the architect of free India's foreign policy. Within 6 days of his taking the reins of the interim government in September 1946, he pledged in the course of a radio broadcast that India would work for one world in which there was free cooperation of free peoples and no class or group exploited another. Stop para. Addressing the Constituent Assembly on the night of August 14, 1947, when his thoughts was focused predominantly on India and her future, Pandit Ji's commitment to humanity at large came out clearly when he said that his dreams are not just for India but they are also for the world as a whole. Stop. All the nations and peoples are too closely knit together today for any one of them to imagine that it can live apart. He went on to add. Stop.